And then,
That's your nose.
I have here 4 things that you will do. Okay, now. Yeah! Okay. Group 1, are you ready? Yeah! I want everyone to participate. Yeah! Group 2, are you ready? Yeah! Okay. Simon says, make a 90-degree angle. Okay, first, what you will do is you do not draw it, but you will do it as a group.
You raise me 90 degree
Okay, like,
angle.
example, let's say group 1. So, as you can kayo.
Let's go. Oh, number 1. Circle naman. Let's go.
Dito, para yung
Para draw ko sa Mampesaw. 5-5 daw, 5-5. 5-5 na. Uy, tayo yung... Guys, tayo, guys. Uy, guys, mag-participate.
Another last one na lang is there. Inquiry-based assessment.
Assessment
Inquiry-based learning in mathematics. So, anyone can read? Seymour. Yes. Can you read?
So, inquiry-based learning, or IBL, is a student-centered teaching approach that encourages active problem-solving and critical thinking. In mathematics, IBL fosters deep understanding by students to explore questions and discover mathematical concepts through inquiry rather than rote memorization.
In inquiry-based learning or IBL, the students become detective of math. They are given a problem or a questions, and they are encouraged to explore so that they can answer the given questions. And then they are pwede silang mag-experiment dito so that they can get the answer. Also, they can ask also questions so that they can answer the question. So it is like a mathematical adventure where they discover concepts through their investigation. So this inquiry-based learning in mathematics, this approach helps students develop a deeper understanding of math because they are not just memorizing formulas, they are actually figuring out how those formula how those formulas work and why, which make the learning process more engaging and meaningful. So in inquiry-based learning, we have 4 characteristics. So it will be explained by Stanley.
So, good afternoon, everyone. So, the inquiry-based learning has 4 characteristics. So, first is the student-centered activities. So, everyone, please read.
Students engage in problem-solving tasks, working individually or coordinating to explore mathematical ideas.
So, from the word student-centered, alam ko, gets nyo na. Student-centered means
Learning by students.
yes, learning by doing. So here, in student-centered, yung teacher lang yung facilitate to sa students. And then, students gumagawa ng mga activities, nag-explore yung mga students. So next is the guided discovery. Everyone please read.
Teachers facilitate learning by guiding students through carefully sequenced investigations, allowing them to discover mathematical principles.
So here, no, teachers help the students learn by guiding them through investigation instead of giving them the answers. So here, guided discovery, yung teacher lang yung nagpapacilitate ng while the students are exploring, parang, for example, maghahanap sila ng answer. So, the teacher will just facilitate and then the students will will explore and discover what is the real answer. So, for example, a teacher gives the students a set of shapes and asks them to discover the formula for finding the area of a triangle by experimenting with different shape measurements. So, from that, no, the teacher will just facilitate the students yung maghahanap kung ano yung real answer. So, next is the So next is the decentralized teacher role. Everyone, please read. Educators act as coaches or facilitators rather than sole knowledge providers, supporting students' independent thinking. So in simple words, here in the centralized teacher role, the teachers act as a facilitator or guide. Instead just giving them direct instructions, it allows students to think critically and learn independently. So parang same lang sila dito. So next is the active communication. Everyone?
Students articulate their thoughts processes through verbal and written communication, enhancing their understanding and ability to reason mathematically.
So here, students in active communication, no, students explain their thinking process through discussions and writing, helping them to understand concepts better. For example, after solving a math problem, students present their solution in the class. And explain the reasoning kung paano nila sinolve yung problem, and allowing them to feedback in the from other students kung tama ba nga yung way on how they solve the problem. Ganun po yung active communication. Parang active communication means if they will discuss in front, the students also will parang share their ideas. Yes, by participation. That's all. So next is Leah.
Good day everyone. So today I will be discussing on how we can implement inquiry-based in our classroom, in our mathematics classroom. So implementing inquiry-based learning in mathematics classroom. The first student is, can you please read?
Design rich tasks.
Develop problems that require exploration,
Reasoning and multiple solutions. Scientific engagement with mathematical concepts.
Okay, so here in design rich tasks, first we need to create a rich mathematical task problem that requires students to think. Okay, so inquiry-based learning shifts the focus from simply delivering content to engaging students in active exploration, discovery, and problem solving. Instead of giving a direct answer, we need to guide the students to investigate, ask questions, and develop the critical thinking. Here in design this task, first we need to create a rich mathematical task problem that requires students to think critically, explore different examples, and apply reasoning skills. So this task should not just have one answer only or method. Instead, they should encourage multiple solution paths. So dito daw sinasabi na hindi lang daw isa yung question dapat ito. So may mga two-people na siya kasi nga inquiry-based learning. So for example, instead of simply asking what is 1/2 plus 1/3, we can ask in provide traction to make it one whole. So this kind of question promotes engaging with mathematical concepts. So next is encourage collaboration. It promotes group work and discussion among students who facilitate the sharing of ideas and strategies. So ngayon nga dito sa encouraging collaboration, alam niyo naman di ba kung ano yung collaboration, guys? So, as a future educator, no, parang nag-facilitate tayo sa mga students kung may mga questions sila. And then also, kapag may group activity, they discuss kung ano yung insight dito, the insight dito, to have a collaboration. And also, math is less about individual problem solving. It also about sharing defining ideas. Yun na nga yung sinabi ko sa inyo kanina by promoting group discussion and teamwork. We allow students to learn from one another. When students explain their processes, they reinforce their own understanding and gain new perspective from their peers. So next is utilize open-ended question. Everybody please read.
Pose questions that stimulate critical thinking and allow for various approaches and answers.
Okay, so here, another powerful strategy is asking open-ended questions that allow for different approaches and interpretation. Instead of asking what is the area of rectangle with a length of 6 and width of 4, we could ask the students, can you find different ways to form a total area of 24 square units? Can you find different ways to form a total area of 24 square units using rectangles? So this open-ended question explain the reasoning of a problem. Explain the problem kung ano ba kung may explain your reasoning open-ended question foster creativity with creativity and deeper mathematical thinking. So dito na sa open-ended question, yun ang sinabi ko sa inyo about the rectangle of the with a length of 6 with width of 4. So by that, no, mga students nag-aas sila kung ano yung mga possible answers. They also add more questions, but as a future educator, we need to guide the students, no, para alam nila kung ano ba yung ibig sabihin nito. And then next is provide scaffolding. Everybody please read.
Offer appropriate support to students as they navigate complex problems, gradually reducing resistance as their confidence grow.
So here, while we want students to explore independently, we also need to support their learning. Scaffolding means providing guidance when needed and gradually reducing the support as students gain confidence. So dito, by that, no, kapag may mga collaboration at as a teamwork, no, meron mga something, may mga something na pag ikaw mo naman, prepare something gano'n. So by that, no, may confidence yung isang bata to perform or to explain kung ano yung discussion. And also yung mga students nila, is yung mga classmates pa na nila rather, no, parang nag-inform na sila some insights, no, sa sino mga discuss. So by that, makakabuo sila ng group activity and also ma-enhance yung critical thinking nila. So last is reflect and assess. Everyone is it.
Incorporate opportunities for students to reflect on their learning process and their understanding, guiding future inquiry.
So here, reflect and says, finally, reflection and assessment are essential in inquiry-based learning. So students should have opportunities to think out about their learning process, discuss their challenges, and assess their own understanding. So by that, no, dito, ma-assess na nila kung may naiintindihan sila sa kasamaan. This can done through mga journals, class discussion or assessment, and also a checklist. So, encouraging students to ask, what did I learn from this? So, what did I learn from solving this problem? So, or how did approach change help them develop of deeper understanding by that? So, ganun, ma-assess na nila yung kanilang sarili. And overall conclusion, no, by incorporating these strategies, designing rich tasks, encouraging collaboration, utilize open-ended questions, provide scaffolding, and reflect assess, inquiry-based learning not only enhances problem-solving skills, but also their critical thinking. And by that, no, may malalearn sila.
Okay, so let's proceed to our the next is benefits of inquiry-based learning in mathematics. So first, let's read ourselves. Deeper conceptual understanding.
Students develop a more profound grasp of mathematical concepts by actively engaging in the learning process.
Okay, thank you, Teresa. So for you, Harold, what is deeper conceptual understanding in this? For you.
So the benefits of market-based learning is deeper conceptual. Meaning, dahil sila mismo gumagawa sa learning by doing, is mas may experience na paano mag-solve ng problem. At dahil ito, mas understood nila yung concept at mas madali nila ma-apply ito sa kanilang paano. Yes.
Okay, thank you, very well said. So dito din, no? For example, is yung teacher na is nag-discuss. So yung students is nakikinig mo lang, no? Tapos, and then example, meron nag-discuss ng teacher. For example, yung students, parang, nag-discuss ng teacher, parang gano'n, parang nagkakaw siya. Yung students is parang mag-ask siya ng question about sa word na hindi niya maintindihan. Siyempre, may teacher na magsasabi, pero isa din yung ibang teacher din na magsasabi na
Yes.
Kaya di ba? Ano pa pala na problem? There's no specific answer. Yes. Very good. So, I have another here example. So, for a lesson on word problem, the teacher could ask, you have 50 pesos if you want to buy 3 books. Tapos yung book is not 12. So, how much money you will have left? 50 yung pera mo. And then, kung ilang books ng tatlo. Yung isang book is 12. So, magkano yung ulit mo pera? 14. That's very good. 14. So, pagkatapos ng divide how much money will you have left. So, rather than just solving the problem step by step, the student might discuss with their peers. Solid peers. So, next we have the last benefit, the higher attention rate. So, higher attention rate, active participation in learning activities leads to better attention and recall of mathematical knowledge. So, this higher attention rate in inquiry-based learning means that the students are not just memorizing facts, but truly understanding and retaining that information. Like for example, in elementary level, the teacher might teach students about on how to add 2 numbers. For example, 4 plus 5 equals 9. Of course, the teacher will teach these steps on how to add the 2 numbers. Then, later on, the teacher asks questions to the students in order to engage and share their learning. After that, the students can apply na. Kasi naman ng teacher na mag-English na sila dalawa. So, pareho na sa part na yun is, pagkatapos yun, i-apply na ng students. That's all.
Next, we have the importance of IPL in mathematics. So, we have 5 key importance in IPL. So, first, we have the enhanced critical thinking. Everyone can read it. And 1, 2, 3, go! Enhanced critical thinking. Students develop reasoning and analytical skills by investigating mathematical problems. So here in enhanced critical thinking in IPL encourages students to analyze, evaluate, and interpret mathematical information. So by investigating problems, they develop reasoning skills and justify their solution. So this goes beyond simplified finding the right answer. It's about understanding why that is the answer. And then also, for example, instead of simplifying, tell the students what is the formula of the rectangle. Let your student discover the formula themselves. So, dito na papasok ang investigating mathematical problems so that the students they will really understand what is the how to solve the formula of the rectangle. Next, we have the remote active learning. Everyone encourages students to engage in discussions and collaborative problem solving. So in remote active learning, IPL transforms the classroom into a dynamic environment where students engage in discussions, debates, and collaborative problem solving. So the active participation increases their comprehension and retention of mathematical concepts. So working in a group allows students to learn each other, share different perspectives, and develop communication skills. So here is the example of a group activity where you did kanina, diba? So I group you 1 and 2, then I let we play the science. So diba, there is a collaborative there is a collaborative. Next we have the encourages conceptual understanding, everyone. Students build a deeper understanding of mathematical principles rather than relying on procedural knowledge. So encourages conceptual understanding. In traditional method, often focus on procedural fluency. So performing calculation correctly. So in IBL, it prioritizes conceptual understanding, allows students to apply their knowledge to the novel situation and solve more complex problems. So for instance, understanding the concept of fractions of parts of tool enables students to solve various problems involving fractions, not just those presented in the textbook. So here, the students need to build deeper understanding into the mathematical principles. So rather than just yung nag-relay lang sila sa textbook, instead they do search and search until they comprehend or they have a deeper understanding about the mathematical problems. Next, we have the develop problem-solving skills, everyone.
Activities challenge students to formulate their own strategies for solving math problems.
So, in develop problem-solving skills in IBL, students challenges students to develop their own problem-solving strategies. They can learn different approaches, problems systematically, break them down into pieces, and evaluate different approaches. So this self-directed problem solving is crucial for success in mathematics and beyond. So open-ended problems like finding multiple ways to represent a number of designing a specific shape with a given constraints encourage these skills develop. So here in the develop problem solving skills, the students uses different strategies, approaches so that they can solve the mathematical problem. They will not just know. So for example, diba mag-give ng problem si teacher like addition. Diba you like two digits. Diba instead of like one example, 10 and then 20. Then i-add natin siya 0, 0, ganon. Instead, yung may iba din, i-add nila like as one na siya. Get it. And then we have the increase engagement and motivation. Everyone.
Students become more interested in learning when they discover concepts through exploration.
Okay, so when students actively participate in a learning process, they become more invested and motivated. So diba, when we like the lesson and then we are like motivated to listen, diba, mas nag-raise tayo ng hands kasi we know what is the answer, but we usually have the idea about the lesson. And then these senses of discovery and accomplishment boost their confidence and encourage further exploration. This intrinsic motivation is far more effective than external rewards in promoting long-term learning. So you know what is intrinsic and extrinsic motivation? So when you say intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. It is about the external and the other, like to influence others. So here, like, nag-focus lang siya sa sarili at this, representation and motivation, parang sa self mo lang to, you participate in the activity because you like it, because you wanted that learnings you want to learn. Hindi siya naka-base na kasi hindi ba, like malaki ang grades, sa'yo, like, parang hindi mo siya pinuprepare, but instead, you just only enjoy what you learn in that activity or in that lesson. So,